Airdrops have been a little bit disappointing recently, and this mostly comes down to how saturated it is with the amount of airdrop farmers out there nowadays. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing one coin that I am staking that just keeps on receiving new airdrops. I'll also share a guide, a very simple guide of how you can stake this coin in a matter of minutes. If you do enjoy the video, please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel, but let's get started by taking a look at what this coin actually is. So the coin that we are going to stake is Pyth Network. Now many people will already be aware of what Pyth is, but essentially it is a Solana based token that fundamentally is an oracle. Now, people are actually seeing Pyth as the first serious Chainlink competitor, and a lot of these new shiny projects are opting to use Pyth over Chainlink. Now this makes a lot of sense, and it is very beneficial for the airdrop farmers out there, because a lot of these projects, these new projects using Pyth, are actually tokenless at this point and therefore looking to do airdrops. Now of course, because of the relationship with Pyth there, a lot of the time the projects are opting to give Pyth stakers an airdrop, or at least a percentage of that airdrop. So it's definitely worth putting on the radar here, because it isn't just Solana based projects using Pyth. There is actually a number of different projects across a number of different ecosystems. So now we're going to discuss how you can actually get staking, and it is a very simple 4-step guide. Now step 1 is actually just obtaining some Pyth, and there's a couple of ways you can do this. The easiest way for many is going to be using a centralized exchange. So the likes of Binance, OKX, Bybit, KuCoin, all of these major exchanges have Pyth listed at this point. So you'll be able to buy some Pyth there. Now, if you don't use centralized exchanges, you prefer to use a DEX, or you already have some Sol or USDT in a Phantom wallet, for example, you can actually go into a decentralized exchange like Jupiter and just simply make a swap. At this point, it's just really whatever works for you. And once you have your Pyth, you need to get it into a Phantom wallet. Now, if you use the DEX, it's already there. If you use the centralized exchange, you'll need to simply withdraw it. Once it touches down in your Phantom wallet, you're going to move on to the Pyth staking website. So as you can see here, and the link is staking.pyth.network. I'll leave a link in the description. We'll make sure that you don't use any phishing or scam links. And it is a very simple and straightforward website. First of all, you'll go to the top right hand corner and connect your Phantom wallet. Once that is done, you'll see a number of different options. You've got staked, unstaked, and locked. Now, when it comes to staking, all you're gonna have to do is click on the stake tab, input the amount of Pyth that you want to stake, click stake, and then confirm the transaction once it is prompted. That is pretty much it. It is a very straightforward task. The one thing to note is that staking refreshes every Thursday at midnight UTC. So although you may stake on a Monday, then tokens technically will not be staked until the following Thursday. This is an activity that happens once a week. So with this video launching on a Thursday, at this point it's going to be 7 days before they actually go into the staking pool, which is unfortunate, but not a lot can be done there. And without even realizing it, I've just covered step 2 and step 3 together, because the process really is that simple. So step 1 was obtaining some Pyth. Step 2 was withdrawing it to make sure that it is on a Phantom wallet. Step 3 is the staking process that we've just covered. And you'll think that we're all done at that point, but there is another step, which is step 4. And again, this is very simple. So we're going to take a look at the website again. And from this point, we're on the staking tab, but you want to click on profile. Now, at this point, you're going to put in an EVM address, which typically for most people is going to be a MetaMask wallet address. Now, the reason we do this is because if a project who wants to airdrop to Pyth stakers is, for example, an ERC20 token, a lot of the time they're going to need to see evidence that you are staking, and then wallets need to be communicating to one another. So you're not going to be able to connect a Solana-based wallet such as Phantom to every single dApp or application. So they need to be able to verify that you are staking in that wallet with a connection to a ERC20 or MetaMask wallet. So hopefully that makes sense and I didn't butcher that, but all you're going to have to do at that point is submit that wallet and sign any transactions to confirm that it definitely is you and you're not just trying to steal somebody else's staking Phantom wallet. So before we continue and cover some of the more recent and upcoming airdrop examples for Pyth stakers, there are a couple of things that I think that are worth mentioning at this point. Number one is that I've not been paid to produce this video. I've got no contact with the Pive team. I'm just a Pive bag holder and somebody who's staking for airdrops. Another thing is the minimum amount, because many people probably wondered that when going through the staking guide. A lot of people, and more recent examples which we'll get onto, have shown that around 500 Pive is probably going to be the minimum amount, which at the time of recording could be around the $275 mark. Now on the back of that, I actually shared a Pive staking guide on Twitter around about a month ago when price was at around 40 cents. So I don't want you to just go and market buy on the back of this video. Please do plan your entries accordingly and make your own decisions. So you may be wondering, what airdrops are Pive stakers actually eligible for? And we're going to go through a couple of different examples. First on the list is ZeroLend. Now this is a project that is going to launch in the near future. It is a borrowing and lending platform with a TVL of over $130 million. Now, the way this works is that Pive stakers receive 1 point for every Pive that they have staked, so they'll be able to build up points in their eligibility scheme. Next on the list is Drip House, and this was a project that we mentioned in Sunday's airdrop roundup, so go and check that video out if you've not already seen it. But essentially they put out a cryptic message on Twitter sharing that there will be some kind of collaboration between the two projects, which people obviously assumed would be an airdrop. So this is a Solana based project that is definitely picking up a lot of attention, a very unique project, and that was another win for the Pive stakers. Another example is DGenBase. Now DGenBase is a perp based exchange on the Base platform, on the Base L2, and they offer perps of up to 1000x leverage, and the name kind of suggested that. Now, when it comes to this is a confirmed airdrop, of course, but when it comes to the eligibility criteria, there is a minimum amount involved, and you probably guessed it, it's 500 Pive. So again, as we mentioned earlier, this probably is going to be a reoccurring theme. And next on the list is Scallop. Now this is a project making a lot of noise in the Sui ecosystem, and they put a somewhat cryptic message, but somewhat obvious message on Twitter to show that Pive stakers would be receiving an airdrop once again. So this is a reoccurring theme, but we've actually covered a number of different ecosystems here. We're looking at the likes of Ethereum with ZeroLend, we've got DGenBase, obviously on Base, we've got Drip House on Solana, we've got Scallop on Sui, and this is what I mentioned earlier in the video, because we're going to see a number of different projects across different ecosystems actually utilizing Pive and potentially rewarding those stakers. And of course there are rumored airdrops, and the biggest example of this right now is Wormhole. Now we are currently waiting for the eligibility criteria for that one, but it is being heavily rumored that Pive stakers could receive a piece of that pretty decent looking airdrop. Now, when it comes to future opportunities, I think these are going to continue to roll out, because if we look at the Pive ecosystem, it's already pretty big. There's already a lot of tokenless projects using Pive, but it is only going to continue growing. So I am very optimistic that Pive staking is a net positive, not just for airdrop farmers, but also just for token holders looking to diamond hand them positions. Because the worst case scenario here is that even if you don't receive any airdrops or you miss the eligibility criteria for some for whatever reason, you're going to end up holding Pive to much higher prices, in my opinion, because I think going into this bull cycle, Pive is going to be a pretty good hold. So that is it for today's video. Hopefully it was useful for you guys. Please do let me know in the comments what you think of Pive, if you're staking Pive, if you've received any airdrops, or looking forward to any potential airdrops as well. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel, your support is greatly appreciated. But with that said, please just airdrop farm safe, trade safe, invest safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.